Welcome to the Talk podcast with ideas strategist Linda Reed-Enever. Talk is where we chat about ideas and inspiration you can use to market your business. Get ready for practical tips you can implement today with your host, Linda Reed-Enever.
Hi everyone, Linda Reed-Enever, and welcome back to the Talk podcast. In this episode, we are diving in and we are celebrating those mini wins, those small steps in business that add up to our biggest win. I get it. It can be overwhelming. There can be so much going on. And we quite often lose track of our progress. And in the last episode, I shared with you a resource called our progress trees, which helps you track that progress that you're making in small breakable steps. And it's a freebie, so feel free to go and download it and track your progress and those mini wins along the way. So when we teach people how to do something, we actually celebrate each milestone that they make along the way. And then somehow when we get into business and we get into life, we forget to celebrate those little milestones. And I'll just take you through an example. We're teaching our kids to walk. When they get up on their knees, we're celebrating. When they get on their feet, we're celebrating again. When they take their first step, we're celebrating again. When they take a couple of steps, they're celebrating again. Then we're showing them off to everyone and we're celebrating all the mini wins that lead to that big life skill, which is walking and being able to get yourself around. And then they start running and all of those sorts of things. So we celebrate each little step and each little win along the way. And then somehow when we get into business for ourselves, we forget all of those little and mini steps that add up to a win. We think that we should be capable and we should, be making sales from day one or whatever it is. And we forget that it takes time to learn a life skill. And most of the skills that you're learning in business are a life skill for you and your business. So with that in mind, in this episode, I want to share with you some little strategies that you can use to track those mini wins. Some similar strategies to what we use here in Enever Group. The first thing we have is we have a project manager, and that project manager allows us to be able to get all the overwhelming things out of our head into a project manager and actually start to break things down into chunkable tasks. We use resources like the marketing planner and the strategic planner. That's why they were created, because we use them to help us do that. We use the workflows that we have in the AI&A Sync Hub for you to follow the workflow so that we can see what each step is along the way and we can celebrate those milestones. And then we represent those workflows inside our project manager. But what we do is working together as a team or just working together individually is we tick off each step. And by ticking off each step, whether that's creating a social media graphic, whether it's writing the copy for the page, whether it's setting up a new booking calendar and just getting it to the stage that it's ready to take events, we celebrate each milestone and each little win that gets us to the big win. So for example, we are updating our event calendars here inside Enever Group at the moment. And what we've been celebrating along the way was, first of all, finding the right tool that we needed to do and understanding that the tool that we previously used was no longer going to work for us. So that was a big celebration and a win. Second thing we celebrated was the saving, because we actually generated a saving in fees, not only for the software we're looking at, but, most probably ticket selling fees as well. So we celebrated that one. So number 2 was getting approval to purchase it through accounts, which we did all of that sort of stuff. So that was our next mini win. Number 3 is installing it on the first one of the sites that it's going to roll on. And it installed, nothing broke. Woohoo! Yay! Celebrate another little mini win. The next component is working out what type of images does it need, how are we setting it up, and what does it look like on site, and does that all work? Great. Yes, it does. Okay. Then another mini win along the way. And then the next mini win that we had was adding the events to the first calendar. So that's all done. And we're celebrating now because that is 100% working for us, hopefully. And that calendar is rolled out on one site. So now we're rolling it out on the second site. And that will be our next set of mini wins. And we'll go through the same series of mini wins, obviously not accounts and that, but, getting the first couple of events up, checking they're all working, running through all those stages. And then we will take that calendar to market and we'll celebrate it with our communities. And we'll show our people how to use that calendar, how to purchase tickets to events and celebrate with our community that we've brought together, hopefully a more user-friendly and an easier way to see what's going on in workshops and events across all the businesses here. So that's just one example of celebrating the mini wins. So what I want you to do now is take a task that you're going to have running and start to break it up into small chunks where you can actually celebrate along the way. Now, the celebrations you might do is just tick it off the to-do list. It might be, rewarding yourself with something like a photo frog or a cup of coffee or whatever you want to do. But by doing that, you're actually celebrating the mini wins. And if you're using the progress trees, you might be coloring in a little circle on the progress trees to say, I hit that milestone or I hit that mark along the way. So that's how we do it on a big project or a big task. On a to-do list or taking things out of the project manager, I like to have a written to-do list each and every day. And that written to-do list is what I believe I can achieve for the day. At the top is the top 3 things I must get done for the day. Okay, they're my top 3. priorities for the day, and I've got to look at them and make sure that they are realistic and achievable. Then under that is the things I'd like to get done. Okay, so I've got 3 or 4 other things that I would like to get done. Nothing else goes on that list. That list is now 7 tasks to do within the day, which my workday tends to be about a 6-hour workday. So if I can get through 7 tasks plus talking to my clients, then I think I figure I've done a pretty good job for the day. And then finally, it's all about future planning and future proofing for your business. So if we can celebrate those mini wins by starting to create our quarterly marketing plans, our quarterly goals, being able to then review the statistics using good tools like Metricool and MeetEdgar and Google Analytics and vidIQ and all of those things to see what the results of the content we're putting out is, we can then actually review what is working for us and celebrate those wins as we grow our businesses and our platforms on social media. I'm a big believer in the mini wins all add up to the large win. The large win is great, but overnight success got a large win on day one. So make sure that you're celebrating the mini wins. And if you're starting out in business, it could be registering for your tax file number. It could be working out what web platform you're going to use. You don't have to do it all at once, but when you do achieve something within your business, make sure you celebrate it. And if you need a place to celebrate it, join us inside the Business Group. Every Friday, we have a yay and a wins thread. And no matter how big or small it is, even if it's just getting through the week, we want to hear your wins each and every week. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Talk. I hope this episode has been helpful to you. And please let me know in the comments what your mini win is.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Talk with Linda Reed-Enever. Make sure you subscribe via your favourite podcast app so you don't miss the next great episode. You can find more ideas and inspiration at lindareedenever.com.au.